Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Frankly Speaking with Vibhuti Jha. On Thursday last, just 2 days ago, a Jaish Mohammed group from Pakistan, which owned responsibility, killed 42 CRPF Central Reserve Police Force personnel in a suicide bomb attack with more than 100 kilos of explosives put in the van or the vehicle that he was driving. Now, on a day that three of the ancient soldiers of India were hanged by the British government, Thursday was a Valentine's Day. We hear the news of 42 people killed in the way they were. A convoy of CRPF personnel returning and reporting for duty from vacation were dealt with so harshly. Obviously, many families are suffering on account of that, and the country is definitely very angry. People have said, let's put them and hit them on the nose where they belong. Prime Minister has said, this death will not go wasted. And many senior people of Indian political system have commented on the tragedy that occurred. Now, the question here is very important. India has dealt with several secessionist terrorist movements in the past. It happened in Punjab, which is fortunately over, as on the mainland. There have been on the northeast, there was Naxal movement in India. We all dealt with that. The challenge of Kashmir is different, and that needs to be addressed on a different way. All other events in India were local. They did not have tacit or active participation of a foreign nation. Terrorism or the demand for a separate nationhood is not something new. People take advantage of that because of the democratic principles and freedoms that are enshrined to people. So we know that Irish Republican Army fought a war with the British in Ireland. We had Tamil Tigers fighting in Sri Lanka. We have had many such events in Europe, but none had that kind of an active support as Pakistan has in Kashmir. It is a major challenge for India. You have an unfortunate country that is our neighbor. I prefer to call them, due to their acts, as Napak nation, frankly speaking. They have no good intentions towards India, and India has to accept that unfortunate reality, because there is no gesture from Pakistan that ever offers the hands of friendship or a peace plan. Their peace plan is rooted, give me Kashmir, or settle Kashmir in the manner that they want. To discuss this issue, as well as several others in the other segments, I have great pleasure in welcoming back my colleague and my friend, Ashok Vyasji. Ashok Vyasji, thank you for joining today, and I welcome you for more reasons than one, because we have done the Jugalbandi in a different setup on his program on Inside Tonight for many years. And he goes deep into the various aspects of India and Indo-US relationship. So I have a special privilege in welcoming you, and I want to talk about this. Share your thoughts on this entire imbroglio that we have talked many times in your program in the past.
Vibhuti, thank you very much. I'm happy to be a part of this conversation with you in Frankly Speaking. And today is the day as we speak. You have clearly shared the concerns of anyone who loves India, as well as who comes from India with reference to Jammu and Kashmir. And what happened this Thursday is not just shocking. People are sad, people are angry, rightly so, and there is immediate question about how India should react, or what way is the right way to reach towards a sustained solution to Kashmir problem, as you also mentioned. I want to read the tweet by Prime Minister Modi, which sums up in a way the overall spirit of India. Attack on CRPF personnel in Pulwama is despicable. I strongly condemn this dastardly attack. The sacrifice of our brave security personnel shall not go in vain. The entire nation stands shoulder to shoulder with the families of the brave martyrs. May the injured recover quickly. And mostly all the opposition leaders have also shared their concerns, including Congress President Rahul Gandhi. And I would also bring in the statement by Mahasachiv, General Secretary of Congress. But before that, I also quickly want to mention, you mentioned that Pakistan and Indian Foreign Ministry, MEA, have also connected the role of Pakistan with Jaish-e-Mohammed, the organization which is behind this attack. But Pakistan have, as always, denied their link in the Pulwama attack. And it is interesting, Vibhuti, I would like you later on to make your comment. In India, we are having some people discussing about the role of Indian media, and in particular NDTV. So NDTV was the first that flashed Pakistan denies link in Pulwama attack, says matter of grave concern. Now, it came at the time when everybody is looking the other way. So they want to bring in a sort of sympathetic or considerate approach towards Pakistan from Indian side probably. So having said that, let me just quickly mention Mahasachiv, General Secretary of Congress, Priyanka Gandhi also condemned, and she also expressed her concern for the family, and she mentioned that she can understand the pain and the suffering of the family who loses their loved ones. But in the same comment, she also said that this government should ensure that such attacks do not happen. That is your also question somewhere. But when it comes from the leader of a political party, it probably acquires certain additional dimension. So talk to me about the same question which you have asked in terms of just analytically how in the given circumstances, of course right now there is governor rule in Jammu and Kashmir, yet the kind of local environment which we have where common people are not working hand in hand with authorities and especially with army, what way is it possible to
it is avoid? As the saying goes, and that is a very important part to understand, that from the law enforcement and the peacekeeping forces point of view, we do not know how many of such efforts are thwarted. We do not know about that. As the saying goes, in the sympathy for the armed forces and CRPF and entities that try to maintain control the environment in Kashmir area. And remember one thing, it's very important to note, it's not happening in Leh, it's not happening in Jammu, it's happening in Kashmir sector. The law enforcement and the army has to be perfect 99.999% of the time to prevent such tragedies to happen. They have to be right once, whether it's once in 1,000 attempts, but that makes bigger news. So for Priyanka Gandhi, who is a total novice, has no experience, to say that this government should ensure that it doesn't happen is foolish, in my opinion, primarily because her own party was in the center running the show. And when 1989, the first bullets were fired in Kashmir, I was in Kashmir at that time, exactly Srinagar, and we were leaving the next day. It happened, the bullets were fired in 1989. So I have a first-hand experience of hearing those gunshots. But it was all managed and manipulated by the instigation that happens. So whether it is a cowardly act or Kari Ninda, was Rajnath Singh's favorite phrases, it doesn't matter. This will happen. There are things that are known as part of occupational hazard. That said, I have a feeling here that Mehbooba Mufti, for who to be released from the captors from Kandahar in the Indian Airlines hijack, many terrorists were released She talks about these people as son of the soil. That's perfectly fine. My question is, what kind of son of the soil they are that they don't give a damn for the fact that they are destroying their own soil? There is no business, there is no tourism, there is no industry in Kashmir that holds. Think about it like this. Nehru said that Kashmir was the Switzerland of the East. Is Kashmir anywhere near Switzerland as Switzerland exists today? Could we have not done that? But for that to happen, the Section 35A, which prohibits Indians to live there, buy land and do economic development work, will have to move. I think, in my opinion, the country or the Prime Minister in an all-party meet must decide that should, like Punjab was trifurcated between Himachal, Haryana and Punjab, just like Uttar Pradesh was split into for administrative convenience, Bihar was done, Madhya Pradesh was done. I think it's time to do that in Jammu and Kashmir by bifurcating Kashmir separately, Jammu separately and Ladakh separately. That will give respect to the people of Jammu as well as Ladakh, as if the Kashmir problem is not a problem of Jammu and Ladakh. Second part, Ashokji, which is very important to know, that if you want to stop things like this from happening, you have to either live with it, accept the fait accompli, and be that as it may. We will do some attack as a surgical attack, but it's also important to develop Afghanistan. Afghanistan is definitely not pro-Pakistan. We must put our very important, powerful resource to develop Afghanistan, and that will definitely impact Pakistan seriously. And that's the reason why Pakistan objects to any peace initiative in Afghanistan where India's presence is required. And India has done phenomenal work in civil construction and developmental work there. So this battle has to be fought on many fronts, not on one alone. And therefore, as the saying goes, and India must continue to focus on its own economic might. Pakistan is a beggar nation, as we know as now. You can see the contempt with which I hold that country. I call them Napak nation, because they have no good intention towards us. To even imagine and hope that they will be pro-India or they will be supportive of Indian intent, that would be a foolish thing for us. And we have to know that we have to move so big, and we are doing that. I mean, it's been great that in the last 5 years, the economic development that India has attained has left Pakistan far behind. Which of the countries, nations, leaders go to Pakistan as a counter pulley? I mean, because we go to India, so we go to Pakistan. It has stopped. The hyphenation between India and Pakistan has stopped. Therefore, there is an opportunity that, Ramayana में कहते हैं ना, हमारा बड़ा favorite phrase है मेरा, and that is Lakshman Rekha. It's not the red line of Obama. I would be very careful about that. Lakshman Rekha की concept हमारा यहाँ कुछ और है, and therefore, that Lakshman Rekha's message has to be conveyed to Pakistan, because they know that on a one-on-one conventional war basis, they will not survive. They didn't survive 7 days in 1971. They got beaten back in Siachen. They're beaten back everywhere. Therefore, it is time for us to draw that Lakshman Rekha. Accept the reality that this will happen, but Pakistan must be held accountable from this point of view, that they are operating from your soil. Those people are living in Pakistan, moving around and talking about. We have a minute before we take a break, so your thought.
I will have brief thought before the break, but I would like to elaborate. When you say that they are to be held accountable, at that time, I think we should also pay attention to the main perpetrator in terms of the tool of this ideology, which want to hurt and kill innocent people, and including make dangerous moves towards Indian army. So this boy is a Kashmiri boy. And after the break, we will talk about his background and what is it that leads young men like him to decide to give their lives and cause as much damage and destruction and take innocent lives as they can.
Thank you
We
very
will
much
talk
for
about that.
shaping up the conversation for the next group. Please wait. Right after this short break, we will return for further conversation in this matter. Welcome back. Continuing the thread of our conversation as to why Ashokji asked a very pertinent question, is that why the son of the soil from Kashmir are indulging in these acts. Who are these people? Why do they throw stones? What is their motivation? After all, the government of India has given them a completely unique special status in the Indian Union. They are protected by another statute, regardless of the fact that those statutes were not approved by the Parliament of India. So remember, that part is very important. Something which was supposed to be for a specific period in time was allowed to continue forever for political purposes. So what do you think are the youth of Kashmir desirous of, that they are willing to give their life?
Okay, so this is something where we will go from specific to general. So specific, I want to mention the name of this man, Adil Ahmed Dar. You call him a terrorist, you call him someone who was...
And if he is a Dar, he must be a Hindu before. Because mere school
okay,
jo
so I would request you don't interrupt, frankly speaking, because I just want to continue with this thread of thought that I have. And we have to go deep into trying to understand what is the psychology that is working with these young men and probably women also, whether they are in Jammu and Kashmir, but especially right now we are talking about Jammu and Kashmir. So they are not guided by India or Indianness. They probably perceive themselves more in alignment with Islam, and that too Islam which is being interpreted by the extremist elements. So when they get support, as well as they get either through social media or there are some training camps, so their perception of reality is filtered through it is right to hurt India. And there is probably a little bit of alignment with Pakistan from the point of view that it is an Islamic nation, but in the ultimate analysis, they may not actually be pro-Pakistan if Pakistan attempts to become liberal. So that is why most of the time many Pakistani governments have tried to play a game where they show one face and then they act differently. So there is that element. But coming back to our land, and initially BJP formed government with PDP, so Mufti Mahbooba Saeed, whose name you mentioned, she was chief minister, and she has been very openly quite sympathetic, even before BJP formed alliance with them, with these groups. And government of India under the prime ministership of Manmohan Singh ji also created a special program where they were trying to work and rehabilitate these people who crossed the boundary and who joined and took training to become terrorists. Yet government of India was investing a lot of money so that they settle down. So if you are in a normal state of India, you won't even get employment. But these people were offered lakhs of rupees employment, etc., etc. Yet some of them went back. So there is something more that is playing here in the mind of these people.
What is it that is more? When you say something more, what is it exactly?
I slightly mentioned that it is the extremist type of Islamic ideology. So there is a Islamic nation theory which goes, and exactly you and me may not know, but that works very deeply with these people's mind. And I'll conclude mention about this man or this terrorist or someone who needs no sympathy. Yet I'm looking at it as on a human level, trying to understand why. So in the preparation to the attack, he worked with Jaish-e-Mohammed, and they also shot 2 videos. One is in Urdu, one is in Kashmiri. So in that video, he is urging his family members and friends, etc., and asking women to wear veil. So this gives you where he's coming from. And he said, he's telling his brothers and other young men, do not fall in love. So now, where is he coming from?
This is something. This is a very valid point.
And just the last point, as you were mentioning that it is a Napak nation and we have no way to perceive them, that there will be some righteous action on their part. I understand where you are coming from, but frankly speaking, I just wanted my position to be clear on such issues. I want us to be cautious. I want us to be taking the kind of action which is required at the particular time and period. Yet somewhere at the back of my mind, I'm eternal optimist in terms of perceiving that someday there will be harmony. Someday the good sense would prevail in each and every human being. That's how I live. And I may be proven wrong again and again.
No. It is not about proven right or wrong. We all want peace.
Right.
We want all that nobody dies in a manner that,
Correct.
Whether the man committed suicide, that is also as sad as it can get.
Correct.
As is the killing of the innocent
Right.
soldiers. The point of the matter remains that you brought in the Islamic part of it. Yes, there is a definitely religious fervor, religious extremism involved in this process. Now remember one thing, Kashmir, the economic development के लिए सरकार बहुत पैसे देती है, लेकिन what happens in the name of economy nobody knows. So
Corruption.
a whole lot of money goes wasted. It goes to people just to live. These people are the deprived lot. Remember one thing, the terrorists or the exploiters, they always catch a soft mind and innocent mind that can be swayed away, right? In Kashmir itself, there have been brave young men and women who have joined police, who have joined army. When they go back home, they are killed on the very first visit. So this is the kind of thing, insidious attack is going on. So it's not a simple matter. So I am sympathetic to their suffering.
Absolutely.
But I want to know what exactly are they suffering from, you know?
Absolutely.
So if 120 million Muslims can be happy and prosperous in India, where they have become presidents and chief ministers, air chief marshals, they have prospered. Havaldar Abdul Hamid received Paramveer Chakra in 1965 war. And Aslam Sher Khan scored the winning goal against Pakistan in Malaysia. The point is that in India, while you see the prosperity, I have asked this question of people from Kashmir who are running Kashmir emporiums. I said, आप यहाँ रहते हैं, अब यहाँ जो आपकी prosperity हुई है, इसको क्यों नहीं आप उन्हें वहाँ बताते हैं? Instead of telling us why Kashmir should become independent, why that suffering, why that blame game? And that's the important part, is that when parents, I don't think the Kashmiri parents want their children to die, but there is a definite force playing from outside, and we have to stop that. Because one of the things to happen is that there has to be, if Kashmir has to become Switzerland of the East, then if you have been to Switzerland, then you see what they have done to make it a tourist attraction. We have done nothing of that sort. Moving away from this conversation, we will now talk about a very important part which is happening in the Indian economy, Indian political scenario, and that is the upcoming 2019 elections. Now, we all know, those who are supporters of Modi or those who oppose Modi, we both know that he has taken daring steps to transform India, moving India's ranking in virtually every segment of the economic activity from bottom where it was to very high levels in the system, whether it's road construction, provision of gas. But what we notice also is that how the media covers this. So when rupee went up to 73 rupees, there was a total, chaos in the Indian economy, and everybody was saying that this is what Modi has done. When the petrol prices went up in India, it was a total chaos. But now nobody talks about exchange rates stabilized, and the exchange and the petrol prices have come down. Nobody talks about that. So we are part of media, and it is our responsibility. And we must be held accountable for what we say and what we convey the message to you. That is one part which is very important. And second one is focus on the curse of India, which is called the Mahagathbandhan, which the Prime Minister called Milawat game. Now we want to talk about that very seriously, because that group, if it wins, they have recently had a pre-poll arrangement. Now we all know we are not kids anymore. We cannot get swayed away by one point agenda of Modi हटाओ. जब गरीबी नहीं हटी तो मोदी भी नहीं हटेंगे उनके प्लान के हिसाब से. Let's talk about that, Ashok ji. What's your thought as to what they are doing, what they are saying, and what is their agenda, other than creating suspicion and doubt and negativity?
Frankly speaking, this is a very important point, and I think most of the Indians are also thinking on those lines nowadays, that you have so many frequent press conferences organized by Congress President, and every time he comes up with some additional fresh information based on some document, which I would stand with the central minister who questions where is he getting these documents from. So that puts a question mark on the integrity of someone somewhere, that these classified documents are being displayed in the public domain, and that too by the president of an important party, and he's raising the same question again and again. So many times people are kind of fed up with the allegation on one particular deal, and they are looking at the ground reality in terms of the speed with which the work has taken place under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership. You talk about building roads, you talk about revamping look of many places with cleanliness, and there is a sense of overall nobody doubts the commitment and integrity and honesty of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That is the kind of image which he has, and rightly so, if you compare what his family members are and what other political party leaders have amassed, the kind of wealth and luxurious lifestyle, etc. So coming back to your question, the reason I bring up again and again this Rafale deal and Rahul Gandhi is because he seems to be stuck. Let us try to look at it from his point of view. And this again would be hypothetical thinking. So I'm Rahul Gandhi, I'm Congress President, and I want that my party should win. And hopefully I become the Prime Minister. But then I need to propose my vision, I need to share certain ideas with clarity. And when you talk about ideas and clarity to them, they say that I want to work with people. Now, people will give you idea once you become Prime Minister, then when will you work actually? So this overall synergy with which the Maha Milawat or Mahagathbandhan is emerging, that also seems to be clearly holding one banner in their hands, that let us remove Modi. And you have seen videos where Arvind Kejriwal, Delhi Chief Minister, clearly says that if I was clear that Congress would win, then I would come back. We have to remove Modi and Amit Shah at any cost. Now, what is that to do with me as a common man in India? You are not talking about your vision. You just feel that these people are dividing, which is not the ground reality. And fortunately for India, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, it is very clear that he has lived up to the mantra that he mentioned, one, India first, two, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and you see that on various fronts. Right. So, to answer your question, what is the vision of this Mahagathbandhan, would be to remember what Mulayam Singh Yadav in the last session of Parliament said, that I would like all of you to win, and I would like Prime Minister Narendra Modi to become Prime Minister again. Now that coming from Mulayam Singh Yadav ji says it all.
No, I watched the video, and he was really not making a political statement. He was really speaking from his heart, because he's old now, but he has tremendous respect for Modi. What I find here, and to say the same thing with different choice of words, what I'm seeing is these people are 26 different leaders, 26 different parties, they're all trying to create doubt in Modi. Because 26 बार जो 26 झूठे चलेंगी तो कहीं ना कहीं तो कुछ अटकता है. And that's where they are trying to, they're wondering, they're hoping that something will stick. Now, we will come back to the choice of words and what they are talking about. But what must Modi do? We will discuss both these matters about the Mahagathbandhan, Mahathakbandhan, Mahamilawat, whatever it is, versus Modi and BJP and India election right after this short break. Welcome back. Continuing our conversation on the opposition in India, whether it's Mahagathbandhan and name it any which way you want. The words that they utter, compare those words that Prime Minister Modi makes. The leadership is known by the words that you use, the message that you convey, the style, the choice of words, the intensity, the emotion that goes into conveying a message. You almost certainly believe when Mr. Modi says what he says, including his opening statement and closing statement in the parliament. Compare that, the attacks that Mr. Modi has endured from the Congress party, from Maut ka Saudagar to Chor. Not only that, Rahul Gandhi ought to be sued for defamation, because if you are calling somebody a thief and a murderer, if you can't prove it, you must be held accountable for that. And he will be held accountable for it at some point in time, be that as it may. But think about it like this. These people in the opposition are all wrapped up in constitution. They will drop a hint about per constitution or constitution mein ye hai or wo hai. But constitution is not a will. Constitution is not a treaty. It is the basis on which the government operates, the country runs. So the important part is, what kind of words does Rahul Gandhi use? He tells Modi that Modi is scared of debating him. He challenges him to hold debate. And I laughed. Why must Modi talk to you? Because you are a nobody. Nobody, not in the sense that he is not a president of Congress party, the opposition party in the parliament, but the fact you have no locus standi. Has the Gathbandhan chosen you to be the leader, to have a debate one-on-one? So he is looking for, cleverly, he is instigating Modi to engage in a debate which will raise his profile and it will denigrate Modi's profile. So I would suggest Modi will do well to ignore him totally. On the contrary, I would suggest that all the Mahagathbandhan parties get together and have a debate as to kaun banega Pradhan Mantri. That would be a very interesting thing to happen. And I think that would be a good strategy. And then Modi must invite that whoever is the prime ministerial candidate, let's have a debate. Ashok ji, your thoughts?
Okay, so first of all, I don't see that kind of a system as you are probably thinking about American system where we have the kind of debate.
Can I just frankly speaking, I'm not alluding to that. I'm saying, जैसे 2014 में मोदी जी को डिक्लेयर कर दिया बीजेपी की हमारे कैंडिडेट हैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर के, उसी तरह से अगर प्रेसिडेंट्स को बदलना है, अगर नई चीज लानी है तो प्रेसिडेंट्स को तोड़ना पड़ता है. That's the point which I'm trying to say.
तो frankly speaking, विभूति जी, थोड़ा बहुत इंटरप्शन की आवश्यकता रहती है, ऐसा कहते हुए और थोड़ा हिंदी में बात करने का आनंद लेते हैं. तो जो यहाँ का एक ढंग है जिसमें उम्मीदवार खड़े होते हैं और इस तरह का भारत में कभी देखा नहीं गया है, सामान्य है. पर वो राहुल गांधी जो कह रहे हैं वो तो एक खास विषय पर कहते हैं कि मेरे सामने वो 10 मिनट खड़े नहीं रह सकेंगे, या अब एक ऐसा सभ्य, सुशील, सुसंस्कृत भाषा के साथ ऐसा मधुर, लालित्यपूर्ण संबंध रखने वाला और चिंतन के स्तर पर भारत की गौरवशाली परंपरा को प्रेम से अभिव्यक्त करने की पात्रता वाला व्यक्तित्व है नरेंद्र मोदी जी का. दूसरी तरफ राहुल गांधी जी जब अपने शब्दों का चयन करते हैं तो बहुत लड़खड़ाते हैं बार बार. तो उनका जब ये कहना कि मेरे सामने वो 10 मिनट नहीं टिक पाएंगे, वो सुनकर हंसी आ जाती है, क्योंकि कोई तुलना है नहीं उन बातों में। और इनको तथ्यों की स्मृति रखने का कोई विशेष अभ्यास नहीं है राहुल जी को। तो कई बार जो राफेल डील के बारे में वो राफेल की कीमत बताते रहे हैं, तो वो भी बदलते रहे हैं कि ये 540 करोड़ का खरीदा या 564 या कभी 526, जो भी अलग अलग बयान उनके आते रहे। इसकी तुलना में प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की स्मरण शक्ति जो है वो कई गुना अधिक है। वो योगाभ्यास बचपन से करते रहे हैं और उनकी जो देश के प्रति भावना है उसके बारे में किसी के मन में कोई संशय रह नहीं गया। ऐसा कहते हुए मैं फिर जहाँ पर आपने कहा था कि उनको बात नहीं करना चाहिए, हाँ वो नहीं भी करेंगे, और बल्कि बात करना तो छोड़िए, वो बहुत सारी उनकी ऐसी टिप्पणियों पर जिसको सुनकर आपको यदि राष्ट्र से प्रेम होने के साथ साथ नरेंद्र मोदी जी की नेतृत्व क्षमता में थोड़ा विश्वास है तो आप आवेशित हो जाएंगे, आप प्रतिक्रिया करने लगेंगे। और इस प्रकार के बहुत सारे वीडियोस निकल रहे हैं, लोग अपने घरों में बैठ बैठ के वीडियो, इसने ऐसा कह दिया, ऐसा कह दिया। उसके अलावा मुझे ये बात आपके साथ बांटने में बहुत आनंद आ रहा है कि जब अंदर से ऐसी भावना आती है ना, तो घर में शादी भी है ना, तो लोग कार्ड पे भी छपा देते कि उपहार में नरेंद्र मोदी को वोट देना। ऐसा तो मैंने कभी देखा नहीं। अच्छा, लोग अपने इनवॉइस छाप रहे हैं, उसमें भी वो इनवॉइस भेज रहा है, उसके पीछे मोदी की फोटो, मोदी को वोट देना। इसके अलावा और इंटरेस्टिंग बात है, आपने देखी होंगी शायद, वो साड़ियाँ छपी हैं साहब, ऐसी शानदार साड़ियाँ हैं जिसमें नरेंद्र मोदी के अलग अलग छवियाँ हैं, और वो पहनेंगी महिलाएं, और वो बिक भी रही हैं। तो ये जो एक क्रांतिकारी समर्थन नरेंद्र मोदी के प्रति भावनात्मक रूप से जैसा भारत में है, वो तो अद्वितीय है, अभूतपूर्व है वो। इसलिए ये जो गठबंधन में से कोई भी नेता का कद उनके आसपास कहीं पहुंचे ऐसा मुझे अभी नहीं लग रहा है, और इसकी संभावना भी नहीं लग रही, क्योंकि वो जो बाकी सारे, जैसे आपने कहा था, तो ममता बनर्जी जो चिटफंड घोटाले के बारे में तो अरविंद केजरीवाल और कांग्रेस चाहते थे कि इनके ऊपर केस लगे, और कांग्रेस के रॉबर्ट वाड्रा के बारे में भी अरविंद केजरीवाल और अन्य लोग चाहते थे। तो ये सब, और अखिलेश यादव के ऊपर भी कुछ, तो ये सब लोग एक दूसरे की बहुत आलोचना, इस तरह की आलोचना करते रहे कि उसके बाद में मैं और आप जैसे लोग एक दूसरे के बारे में ऐसी बात कहते तो हम आपस में बैठ के चाय भी नहीं पिए साथ में। अब ये लोग तो हाथ पकड़ के हाथ ऊपर उठा रहे हैं। और इसमें सबसे बड़ी आश्चर्य की तो नहीं कहना चाहिए, लेकिन एक अलग सी बात ये लगी कि ये जो शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा जो एक्टर हैं, जो पहले मंत्री भी रहे हुए हैं, वो भी इन लोगों के साथ जाके एक मंच पर खड़े हो जाते हैं और प्रधानमंत्री की या सरकार की आलोचना करते हैं। वो बात मुझे कुछ बहुत ही अजीब सी लगी। आपको?
Shatrughan Sinha, I have no respect for him as a politician because he has flip-flopped from Congress to BJP to BJP to Congress many times, and it is purely his loyalty to Advani and his anger that he was not given any position, and he thinks no end of himself. So ego is big. I hope someday he has wisdom dawn on him. ये राम के तीसरे छोटे भाई हैं, तो कम से कम कुछ तो सुध बुद्धि आए, तो that would be great. But important part here is, look at this entire clan of people. अरविंद केजरीवाल की एक वीडियो है, I don't know if you have seen it or not. In that video, I have seen it, in which he says कि income tax वाले, he complains about Vadra's amassing wealth, in Sonia Gandhi amassing wealth. And when the reporter asks him, why doesn't the income tax department raid them? He says it. Commissioner income tax की मजाल है कि सोनिया गांधी को छू ले. This is exactly what Arvind Kejriwal says. And that is, he is now trying to be part of महागठबंधन.
और वो स्वच्छता भ्रष्टाचार निवारण के नाम पर
कितना
योद्धा की तरह आए वो.
Exactly. So the question here is, these are people, that's why I said they are all wrapped up in constitution, but they are the ones who are insulting, abusing every institution, including Supreme Court, including CAG, including Election Commission, including armed forces. Think about it. People of India, when you vote next in 2019, these are the people who ran the country, abused the institutions, and now they are talking about a common minimum program for pre-poll arrangement. Beware, Ides of March, as the famous Shakespearean saying is, this is the danger that India faces. And if in democracy we get the government we deserve, I personally believe that people of India deserve better. And this is not happening if Mahagathbandhan comes, and I'm pretty sure it will not, because at the end of the day, their strategy is कि state में हराते रहो, nation वहाँ पे seat नहीं मिलेगी. Any thoughts on that part? Is it possible that a Telugu Desam party wins in Telangana, some other party wins somewhere else, and Modi thus loses because he doesn't have enough BJP? How do you think this will play out in a state where Hindu Indian satrap mentality, हम divided ही अच्छे हैं, पंचतंत्र की कहानी है unity in strength and strength in unity. Will we practice as a country? Will we do something about that? And I feel, as आपने allude किया था उसके बारे में बहुत अच्छी तरह से, कि आज के पब्लिक में बहुत ज़्यादा उत्साह है. And you are right. We are seeing so many individual postings done on various groups. Your thoughts on that?
तो मुख्य बात यह है कि जो बात अभी आपने जिसका संकेत किया है उसमें वोट बैंक वाला जो एक परंपरा सी भारतीय राजनीति में रही है, जिसमें कांग्रेस जो हालांकि सेक्युलर करती रहती है, पर पहले भी मुस्लिम लीग का भी स्थान रहा, तो अगर सेक्युलरिज्म है तो फिर एक दल एक धर्म विशेष मजहब विशेष के नाम पर क्यों बने, पर रहा है. और जब जब बात यह आई कि हिंदुओं के अधिकारों की बात हो तो वो जो सेक्युलरिज्म है वो खतरे में आ जाता है, ऐसा हिंदू लोगों ने भी महसूस किया है. फिर भी जो हिंदू संस्कृति है और जो भारतीय संस्कृति है वो इतनी ज़्यादा मिली जुली हैं कि जो राष्ट्रीयता का भाव है वो अधिकांश हिंदुओं के भीतर सहज स्फूर्त है. लेकिन मैं इसमें अन्य जो धर्मावलंबी हैं उनको भी सम्मिलित रखना चाहूँगा. और जब हम पहले चर्चा कर रहे थे जम्मू कश्मीर के संबंध में और हम इस्लामिक जो एक्सट्रीमिस्ट एलिमेंट्स हैं उनकी बात कर रहे थे, मेरी आश्वस्ति है और मेरा अपना अनुभव है विभूति जी, जो अधिकांश संख्या में मुसलमान भारत के हैं वो भारतीय हैं, वो भारतीयता के भाव से भरे हुए हैं अधिकांश. वो कुछ हैं इधर उधर. ये बात कह के मैं इस पर भी जा रहा हूँ कि कांग्रेस ने बहुत बार ऐसा किया कि जैसे मनमोहन सिंह जी ने तो यही कहा कि भारत के संसाधनों पर पहले मुसलमानों का अधिकार है. चलो हिंदुओं का हटाए तो सिर्फ मुसलमानों का क्यों है, क्रिश्चियंस का क्यों नहीं है, जैनियों का क्यों नहीं है, सिखों का क्यों नहीं है. और कई स्थानों पर कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष जो वर्तमान हैं उन्होंने भी इस तरह के संकेत दिए हैं जो ऐसा दर्शाते हैं कि कांग्रेस का थोड़ा झुकाव मुस्लिम समुदाय की तरफ अधिक है. पर इस बात को लेते हुए जो वर्तमान परिप्रेक्ष्य में है, तो भारत के प्रेम से भरे होने के साथ साथ हिंदू संस्कृति के प्रति सम्मान रखने वालों को भी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की तरफ अगर सकारात्मक दृष्टि से देखने का भाव आता है तो उसमें संकोच की कोई बात नहीं होनी चाहिए. और ऐसे समय में इसलिए कि भाई विस्तृत दृष्टि तो रहे, मगर जो तात्कालिक समय है उसमें विजय की दृष्टि से यदि इस आधार पर भी मत करने के बारे में कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि भाई हिंदू हैं तो इधर करेंगे, तो मुझे लगता है वो अपने आप में कोई आपत्ति वाली बात नहीं, क्योंकि मुस्लिम करें ऐसा तो हो ही रहा है, या क्रिश्चियन के जो उनके अग्रणी नेता हैं उन्होंने भी कहा कि भाई उनको वोट मत करो. तो फिर ये और भी ज़्यादा स्पष्ट हो जाता है कि भाई आप किस बात का संकोच कर रहे हो. क्यों नहीं आप एकत्व का भाव जागृत करके वह नेता चुनो जो कि पूरे राष्ट्र के लिए हित में है, ऐसा प्रमाणित हो चुका है. पर मैं यहाँ बैठा हुआ इस बारे में जब बात कर रहा हूँ विभूति जी, तो फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग मुझे दिख रहा है कि वो जनेऊधारू हैं कांग्रेस के प्रेसिडेंट भी, और ऐसा कभी हो नहीं सकता है कि सारे हिंदू एक ही तरह से सोचें. ऐसा कहते हैं कि जो मतीरे का भारा है वो बंधता नहीं, उसी तरह से अधिक बुद्धिमान लोग होते हैं वो एक साथ रहते नहीं. लेकिन हैविंग सेड दैट, जो प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट इस पूरे दृश्य में कंपेयरिंग व्हाट इज बीइंग ऑफर्ड बाय द महागठबंधन So then the choice becomes even more clear.
Yeah, I mean, you are totally right. I totally agree with you that what the offering of Mahagathbandhan is common minimum program and minimum wage. Now, people in this time in India are not looking at minimum wage as an option. Remember that. It's very important. Even in agriculture or service sectors, people are looking for more. And when they see that they can have more, minimum doesn't serve the purpose. And I totally agree with you that if you want to hear how well Modi is doing, do watch a few Pakistan commentators as well. I do watch them. I watch them because I want to know what they are talking about. And they are saying that if only we had a leader like Modi, our country's kaya kalp badal jayegi. So the question here is that sometimes you have to see what is happening on the other side as well. So with this, we will end our conversation today. Time passes, so it did today as well. We will see you next week. Meanwhile, have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you had a good Valentine's Day celebration. Thank you, Ashokji, for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, all the viewers, for joining us today.